Vedanta Capsule 2. To expose ourselves to knowledge, to receive the Mahavakyas such that we comprehend them, to assimilate subtle truths about ourselves, we need to be prepared. Certain qualifications are needed. And this knowledge is not restricted to a certain jati or varna or race or gender, although belonging to certain kulas makes it easier to access and comprehend these truths because of certain acharas certain families follow. Nowadays, this knowledge is everywhere, and there is no excuse not to study if one is interested in knowing about oneself. Rectifying our ignorance of ourself is not as simple as pointing out your glasses that you were searching for on your forehead. It is not the same as rectifying the worldly ignorance, because the conditioning of so many lifetimes, conditioning due to invasions, colonization, our education system, entertainment, peer group, all that reinforces the fact that I am the body-mind-sense complex. None of these circles of ours speak of the truth of the Vedas or the grand vision of the Mahavakyas. They do not convey these truths as they did, perhaps a few decades ago even, whether in cinema or on TV, or even in phrases that are commonly used, such as punarjanma, karma, dharma, papa, punya, samskara. We don't hear them used in positive cultural context anymore. Mostly, these phrases are used so that they can be mocked at. If we need to appreciate that we are indeed Sat Chit Ananda, we have to start by seeing what is Nitya and what is Anitya. Start with the things around us. Look at a book or a tree. Think of its lifespan. At some point, it will decay or die or disintegrate. Observe this of everything around you. When we do this, we see that there is something that is permanent, that is observing all that is temporary, all that is finite. And that permanent self is the real you. This is called Viveka, discerning what is permanent and what is not. And it is one among the 4 of the qualifications comprising of sadhana, chatushtaya, sampatti that is essential to develop to be able to find a guru and expose ourselves to the knowledge of the Shastra and to be able to comprehend and assimilate it. Now, once we have Viveka, we see that there is a certain distance that is created between ourselves and the objects around us, ourselves and the relationships around us. Slowly, we are more objective and start developing dispassion, which is not hatred or dislike or dismissiveness. It is simply seeing things as they are, not superimposing our extra values on them. As Swamini Swatma Vidyananda ji says, once we have Viveka and Vairagya, we need to develop our 6-pack, which is a set of 6 qualities: Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Titiksha, Shraddha, and Samadhana. Shama is managing our mind and our reactions to external situations, to whatever is happening around us. Dhamma is managing our sense organs, our physical reactions to what is happening around us. Uparama is withdrawal from the external world, kind of a mini Vairagya, to be centered time to time. Titiksha is forbearance, endurance, smiling at all situations that happen to me with an acceptance, a smiling acceptance, happy acceptance. Shraddha is trust pending understanding in the Guru and the Shastra and what they're saying. And Samadhana is our staying power in that knowledge that we are being taught, paying attention and having concentration in this pursuit of Brahman on Brahman. Mumukshutvam is the desire to be free from this cycle of birth and death, or if people find that too far-fetched, then from this sorrow and pain that is characteristic of samsara. As we see in our daily life, ignorance of the self causes a lot of sorrow because we misidentify who we are. We assume we are the body, mind, sense complex, so we have a lot of issues in our mind when we project from our prejudices and our preferences onto the world. And everybody wants to be free. We want to be free from wanting and desiring. We want to be free from feeling the fear or the insecurity. So there is a desire for freedom in everybody, except we don't own up to it. So mumukshatvam is when one realizes that yes, I want to be free from this rigmarole. For this, we need to slowly start looking inwards towards our permanent immortal self, like a tortoise withdrawing, to observe and reflect. Usually, we are used to looking outwards. That is our habit because we interact with the objects. We are the subject interacting with the objects around us. But if we have to study the subject, that is us, the self, then we need to withdraw and go within. We need to shift the focus to the inner world, to what is inside us, directing our energies inward. And so slowly from being extroverted, we have to learn to go inwards and be introverted. We have to appreciate the world inside of us, which we usually ignore and overlook. The set of 4, Viveka, Vairagya, Samadhi Shatka Sampatti and Mumukshutvam, is called sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. And these are essential qualifications open to anyone who is interested in being free. And once we develop these qualifications, we are ready for a guru and for the study.